This video is for a 240SX that has the Hicas, and if you're like me and you delete the Hicas and you want your horn button to work in your Nardi, this is for you. So first off, you can take off your Hicas sensor. Here's mine. I have torn it apart. This is what I used for the horn on the piece of shit hub. This is the prong, and you can see these little metal prongs down here. So what happens is this plug here, the yellow one and the green one, plug into that, and they go through this plug here, and that's the horn, that's the power. The power is always going through, right? And your horn button grounds it. So what happens is, or what you're going to do is you're going to see that the green one there is top left, and the yellow one is 2 down. You see that? It's kind of got a little spot. So those are the 2 that you need. So what I did is I had this plugged in, and I looked at the plug. You can see the plug right here. I've cut 2 wires. The wires I have cut are green and white, and I believe it was just green. This color here. So look here, you can see it's the top left one, and then, oh yes, yeah. So top one, 2 over, green and white. So these 2 wires I cut, and I had extended them. Oops, I had extended them up through here. And I made this piece of metal out of, I used a cookie sheet, and the way I tested, I ground off all the Teflon or whatever it is on those cookie sheets, and I put my multimeter on it, and I tested for resistance, so I knew that it was a conductor, right? It wasn't with the Teflon, so I ground it off, and bare metal. So I put ring terminals on each side, and this is completing the circuit. Once you put the steering wheel on, let me do that for you real quick. Put the steering wheel on. Actually, I think my battery's disconnected. My battery's disconnected, but what happens is, let me see if I can get an angle. The metal, see that little metal spring right there that I made? It's touching the back of the hub. And I put dielectric grease on it so that it is greasy and can move without binding or whatnot. So you want to make sure that you give it that kind of shape. If you can see that there. You want to make sure, just trial and error, get the right shape. I made it fit this because I wanted to keep this space open for my wires. But that's all it takes. You just take the green and white, the green, and extend them up, ring terminals. These are the existing screws. There you go. It's always touching the hub. Good to go. So this is to show you that it does work, and also to show you how to put your horn button on. What I had done was I drilled a little hole in the little plate here, and I wrapped wire around it, and I ran it into here. I grounded it in my hub, and I did that because I didn't have a ring that has a connector on it like you would get with a, you can buy one. Oh shit. But I didn't. I just made one. So now this is what holds my Nardi horn. This is the black wire that has power coming to the horn. When the dimple thing touches here, it grounds it, completes the circuit. There you go. So I just want, you got to make sure that this piece here, you file it down. You take a little file and do it when it's not in, because they'll just keep grounding it out and you'll be scaring yourself with the horn. But make sure it's got some dielectric grease. Grease up the back of your hub, and then away you go. Put her on there, and there you go. Install complete.